Everyone, and welcome once again to Tas Sports Radio. Thank you very much for joining us, with thanks to the great team at Neil Buckby Motors and our wonderful supporters at the Balmoral on York and JBC Sports Power. I know in particular Balmoral on York, they were filled to capacity last weekend. What a night, what a day it was last Saturday here in Launceston for the AFL clash between Hawthorn and Carlton. Over 18,000 people in attendance, and an absolutely magnificent day and evening it was as well. Well, tonight we've got, once again, plenty of sport to get through. Very shortly we're going to take a look at a very big night coming up in Devonport next Wednesday. The FFA Cup comes to Tasmania, and the Devonport Strikers are going to be in action. They've been waiting for this one for quite some time now. They'll be taking on a side from Northern New South Wales Premier League in the Lambton Jaffers. And we're going to catch up with the president of the Devonport Strikers, Rod Andrews, very shortly, and find out what's happening in the preparations and the build-up to what promises to be a wonderful night for football here in Tasmania. Also in football, we'll have a look, as we always do every week, at the Tasmanian State League. We're getting very, very close to the finals, and some pretty big games happening once again this weekend. We'll take a look at those with Matthew McGee from City Park Radio a little bit later on in the hour as well. Speaking of big matches coming up, well, there's going to be none bigger and more important in Tasmanian netball than this Saturday night at the Silverdome, when the Northern Hawks take on the Cavaliers, and that game we'll be bringing to you live here on Tas Sports Radio via our YouTube streaming on Tas Sports TV this Saturday night from 8 p.m. up at the Launceston Silverdome. We're very excited about that, but it is a very, very important game of netball in particular for the Cavaliers, and we're going to catch up with Danny Carstens, the coach, in a little while as well. Basketball, the Seabull is getting right towards the business end of the season as well, and all our Tasmanian sides will be in action on the road and also at home. Big game in Launceston in particular when the Tornadoes take on the Hobart Lady Chargers this Saturday evening at the Elfin Sports Centre in Launceston. We'll take a look at all those matches as well. So we hope you can stick around with us here on Tas Sports Radio tonight. We're going to take a quick break, but coming up straight after this, we're going to take a look at the FFA Cup.
Put some power into your performance with JBC Sports Power. Feel electric in the latest styles of footwear and apparel. Choose from the latest and most amped up fitness equipment. Cricket, Aussie rules and soccer gear. Energize yourself today with gym equipment. Or power down with friends and family. The source of power in fitness. JBC Sports Power, your local experts.
Right now at Neil Buckby Jaguar, there's Jaguar demonstrator deals that will get your heart racing. For a strictly limited time, take advantage of the exceptional offers and big savings available on all Jaguar demonstrator models. Don't miss this chance to get your heart racing. Get behind the wheel and test drive a Jaguar today. Demonstrator deals are for a limited time, so test drive your new Jaguar today at Neil Buckby Jaguar, corner York and Margaret Streets, Launceston.
Hi punters, it's Dan Malicki, and I'm here to tell you about the Balmoral on York, Launceston's most popular accommodation. If you're heading to Launceston for the footy, the races, or just a relaxing getaway, the Balmoral on York is the perfect choice, in the heart of the city and close to all the major sporting venues. And you won't miss a race with Sky Racing 1 and 2 in every room. So take my advice, call 63 31 8000 and tell them Dan sent you to receive the best offers available. So why stay anywhere else?
I had 20/20 vision, and in 4 months I went like I was. You can't put a price on your eyes.
Your donation helps Tasmanian Eye Institute deliver world-leading research, education and service in ophthalmology for Tasmanians.
Subaru's end of financial year sale is now on. There's never been a better time to do a new Subaru, as all the range now comes with a reduced price and the added reassurance of 5-year unlimited kilometre warranty. Do hurry in to the end of financial year sale, now on at Neil Buckby Subaru.
Hi punters, it's Dan Malicki and I'm here to tell you about the Balmoral on York, Launceston's most popular accommodation. If you're heading to Launceston for the footy, the races or just a relaxing getaway, the Balmoral on York is the perfect choice, in the heart of the city and close to all the major sporting venues. And you won't miss a race with Sky Racing 1 and 2 in every room. So take my advice, call 63 31 8000 and tell them Dan sent you to receive the best offers available. So why stay anywhere else?
And welcome back to TES Sports Radio. You're with Rick Fontaine on this Thursday night. Great to have your company wherever you may be listening or maybe watching on our stream around Australia, or if you're lucky enough to be enjoying summer overseas at the moment, good luck to you. But thanks very much for tuning into us as we talk all things local sport. Well, one of the big events coming up in a long time for football here in Tasmania is next week on Wednesday night at Valley Road in Devonport, where over 700 teams across Australia vied for 32 spots to take part in the FFA Cup, with the Devonport Strikers claiming the sole Tasmanian spot. They're going to take on the Lambton Jaffers from the Northern New South Wales Premier League, and that is going to be a fabulous, fabulous night for football in Tasmania. We're really looking forward to it. Already there's been some amazing upsets in the round of 32. We've seen Green Gully defeat the Central Coast Mariners, and another A-League side dramatically were knocked out. Adelaide United, the reigning premiers, would you believe, losing to Redlands United last night, and that was an incredible result. Well, it's going to be a great night, as we mentioned. A man who's been extremely busy in the lead-up and promotion to tomorrow night, to next Wednesday, has been very good enough to take some time out from his duties to have a chat with us tonight on TES Sports Radio, and I'd like to welcome the president of the Devonport Strikers, Rod Andrews. Good evening, Rod.
G'day, Rick. How are you?
Very well, thank you, and thanks very much for giving us some of your time and catching up with us tonight. I know you're a very, very busy man. Well,
Good.
Rod, the club has once again had a terrific season in the NPL Tasmania, leading the competition by 5 points at the moment. So I guess you must be at a club level and performance level pretty confident ahead of your debut in the FFA Cup next week.
Yeah, look, it's certainly a very exciting and busy time for the club. We're all pretty focused on the game this weekend. It's a difficult one scheduling-wise. Not that I'm complaining, but we've got a really important game this weekend title-wise, and we need to get over that, and then we'll really switch on and start to think about Wednesday night as a team level. As a club level, it's nothing but FFA Cup at the moment, Rick. We've got a bit on, and I've just been down at the club now, overseeing ticket sales, and it's pretty exciting.
Well, I know I've been watching a lot of the matches this weekend on Fox Sports, and as I just touched on, there's been some stunning upsets, and it really does give it that English FA Cup feel, doesn't it, where clubs that people have never heard of in their life get to take part in events such as this, and obviously there'd be a lot of clubs and a lot of followers of football on the mainland that have never heard of Devonport Strikers, but that's part of the beauty of a knockout cup competition that is open to so many clubs, isn't it?
Absolutely, it's fantastic. You said it. It's a real FA Cup, which obviously it's modelled after. But it's that feel to it. You go to the NPL clubs, around the country, and they're varying facilities, and some of them are. We consider ourselves very fortunate, considering some of the venues that you get to see. But that's great. I mean, that's part of the club, and that's part of the cup. And that's part of grassroots football, and we're certainly part of that.
Yeah, it certainly is. Now, as you touched on, Rod, before all of that, the club has a very important roster game coming up this Saturday against the Kingborough Lions at home, with kick-off at 2:30. A win here, I think, from looking at my studying earlier today, will pretty much seal top spot.
Look, a couple of games to go after that, so I guess things could still go against us. But a win this weekend, depending on results, could and that would be great if they went our way. That would be, to get that out of the way before the FFA Cup would be brilliant. But that said, we'll see how we go. We'll, using the I don't apologise for the cliche. It's one we've lived this year. We'll just play this weekend, and then we'll have a look at what happens the week after that.
I guess that's the other thing with, other competitions like the FFA Cup. It becomes a bit of a juggling act. Everyone obviously are predominantly amateur players that are either studying or have daytime jobs. Is that a bit of a juggling act as well with next week, or is everyone being pretty accommodating?
Look, it's pretty good. We've got a brilliant group of players and importantly, a brilliant and very understanding group of employers, which certainly helps as well. That said, our schedule will change a bit. I mean, I don't, that's up to the coaching group, in terms of how they approach this after Saturday. But they'll train a couple of nights, but the boys are, we've got guys that train 2 or 3 times a week, coming as far from Wynyard to play for us. So it's a real community, northwest community feel to this. So they're used to it and very committed and all, going in the same direction, which is great.
Yep, absolutely. Now, the Lambton Jaffers, Rod, don't know too much about them. They seem to be struggling a little bit, sitting in 8th place at the moment in the Northern New South Wales Premier League, which... obviously, I mean, if we look at it on paper, it's a tremendous opportunity for the club, this, against a side that is struggling. But equally, their season is not going too well in the Premier League. They're probably putting an enormous amount of focus, exactly like the Devonport Strikers are. But really, it makes for a mouth-watering night in Tasmanian football and hopefully an historic one with progress through to the round of 16.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting, and look, it's a bit deceptive. Despite their, I know a heck of a lot more about the Lambton Jaffers now than I did 3 weeks ago. So, they're from, to put my football hat on, we've looked at them a bit, and they knock the ball around pretty well. They've got an ex-A-League player as a captain who played Joe Wheelhouse, who played 200-odd games with Newcastle, and a young Socceroo that plays for them, and they knock it around all right. That said, a home game, 9 degrees and a chilly Valley Road evening. We won't get too many better chances to advance in this one, I wouldn't have thought. And it'd be historical for Tassie if we did, because no one's done it. South Hobart comes so close a couple of times.
Yes, they did indeed.
And we were so, disappointed for them. We were, the whole of Tasmania was right behind them, the football community, and it'd be great to go that one level up.
Indeed, yes. Now, Rod, tell us, what's the build-up been like, not only within the club, but the community as well? There must be a lot of excitement.
Look, there is, and as soon as ticket sales went on and we started to promote the game, we've got a great social media following, which we really utilise in this regard. We've also, media-wise, it's been brilliant. The community, ticket sales, they're remarking, the people that are selling the tickets at a couple of outlets, that the people that are buying tickets aren't football people. They're just people, by and large, that are just want to come and watch a game, which is super encouraging, and that's being reflected in the ticket sales.
So where are we at with ticket sales at the moment? There's still a number of tickets remaining, or should people really try and pre-purchase rather than on the night?
Oh, look, I'd strongly encourage people to pre-purchase. We'll have ticket sales on the night, but logistically, getting a couple of thousand people into the ground, which we're confident we'll get, is a challenging exercise at the best of times with security clearances and checks and stuff like that, bag checks and stuff. Now it goes to a different level. So I really encourage people to get there early and purchase their ticket before they get there, because it'll make things a lot easier for everyone. It
will. Now, I'm very familiar with Valley Road and the facilities there and the wonderful ground and facilities that you have, but I believe the car park is not going to be a car park. Is that right? So people really probably should get there pretty early?
Yeah, absolutely. If you can walk. If you can get a lift with someone, get a lift with someone. If you can get dropped off, get dropped off. We'll announce some details of some bigger parking options a bit closer to the event, probably earlier next week. Well, it'll have to be earlier next week. Time's running out. Tick, tick, tick. But look, we'll get there early. We've had that magnitude of cars and stuff for national SAP festivals and stuff there before. We managed that on the second and third day pretty well, so we'll have some options, and we'll certainly communicate those to the public when we're when it's sorted.
Fantastic. So best if people maybe jump on the social media, keep follow. As you said, you've put out some tremendous stuff on social media, but the Facebook page might be the way to go.
Definitely, Rick. Devonport Strikers, just Google. Yeah, I'm showing my age now, aren't I? Just search that on Facebook, and you'll find us there. And look, lots of stuff there, and certainly give you a lot of information about what's going on, not only this weekend but around the club. Full stop. On Wednesday.
You touched on Google. I heard a great line from Dennis Cometti last week with Brent Harvey's record-breaking game that he made his debut 3 years before Google was founded. So it hasn't been around that long. Don't be too hard on yourself, Rod.
No, mate, I'm a Shinboner supporter, so I'm all too familiar with Dennis Cometti's comments. Yeah, they're very good, very funny.
Now you touched on the Lambton Jaffas as well. How much work has gone into looking at them? Have you been able to, as the club and the coaching staff and players, been able to get access to a bit of their vision?
Yeah, a little bit. It's quite funny, actually. Talk about a football community. The media guys that are involved in streaming our games on Slice of Cheese. Strangely enough, a lot of our footage has mysteriously disappeared off YouTube recently. So that's I don't know if that's a coincidence or not, but funnily enough, we had a bit of a look at them, and as I said, our coaching staff had a good look as you can. And they play a good brand of football, a possession based brand of football. We're not sort of so much into that. We probably play a different style, but that's part of the SFA Cup as well. It'll be a really exciting clash of styles, and it's going to be the event almost surpasses the result in some regards.
Oh, undoubtedly. And so, other than the game itself, has the club got anything special planned for the night at all?
Look, we've got some corporate options that are just about full up. So I'd encourage people, if they're interested in doing something in that regard, to get in touch with the club via our Facebook page, actually, or it's probably the best option. Or pop into the club on Saturday. We've got our home game there, and seek me out. I'll be about. Pretty easy to find. I'll be the one frantically running about.
Yes, so I'm sure you will be. So, 2:30 p.m. this Saturday, Kingborough Lions at home at Valley Road. So if you're in the area, get along and have a look at the best side in Tasmania at the moment. Get a job done against a side that have shown a lot of improvement, particularly in the second half of the season, the Kingborough Lions. It should be a beauty. Rod, we really appreciate your time. Thanks very much for having a chat to us on Tas Sports Radio tonight. I know we're really looking forward to it, and can't wait. And we wish you, the club, the coaches and the players the very best. And let's hope that by the time we come back on here next Thursday night, we can talk about the Devonport Strikers having qualified for the round of 16.
Yeah, thanks so much, Rick, and thanks for your support. Thanks for having me on, and go Strikers.
Yep, go Strikers indeed. Thanks very much. Rod Andrews, the president of the Devonport Strikers, joining us. So don't forget, that game is next Wednesday night at Valley Road in Devonport. Kick-off at 7:30 p.m. If you can't make it along, we hope that you can, obviously, but if you can't, you can watch a live stream of that game. That will be, if you head to the Fox Sports website, there'll be links on there. Or if you've got Fox Sports at home, tune into the live game that they will be broadcasting. And if there's anything to report or updates, they will cross live to Devonport. So it'll be a great game. 7:30 next Wednesday night at Valley Road is the kickoff against the Lambton Jaffas. The prize for the winner will be a spot in the last 16 of the Westfield FFA Cup. All right, time to take a break on Tas Sports Radio. But coming up after the break, we're going to look at another big event coming up this weekend. That is ANZ State League Netball. The Cavaliers taking on the Northern Hawks.
Put some power into your performance with JBC Sports Power. Feel electric in the latest styles of footwear and apparel. Choose from the latest and most amped up fitness equipment. Cricket, Aussie rules and soccer gear. Energize yourself today with gym equipment. Or power down with friends and family. The source of power in fitness. JBC Sports Power, your local experts.
Right now at Neil Buckby Jaguar, there's Jaguar demonstrator deals that will get your heart racing. For a strictly limited time, take advantage of the exceptional offers and big savings available on all Jaguar demonstrator models. Don't miss this chance to get your heart racing. Get behind the wheel and test drive a Jaguar today. Demonstrator deals are for a limited time, so test drive your new Jaguar today at Neil Buckby Jaguar, corner York and Margaret Streets, Launceston.
Hi punters, it's Dan Malicki and I'm here to tell you about the Balmoral on York, Launceston's most popular accommodation. If you're heading to Launceston for the footy, the races or just a relaxing getaway, the Balmoral on York is the perfect choice in the heart of the city and close to all the major sporting venues. And you won't miss a race with Sky Racing 1 and 2 in every room. So take my advice, call 63 31 8000 and tell them Dan sent you to receive the best offers available. So why stay anywhere else?
I had 20/20 vision, and in 4 months I went like I was. You can't put a price on your eyes.
Your donation helps Tasmanian Eye Institute deliver world-leading research, education and service in ophthalmology for Tasmanians.
Subaru's end of financial year sale is now on. There's never been a better time to do a new Subaru, as all the range now comes with a reduced price and the added reassurance of 5-year unlimited kilometre warranty. Do hurry in to the end of financial year sale, now on at Neil Buckby Subaru.
Hi punters, it's Dan Malicki and I'm here to tell you about the Balmoral on York, Launceston's most popular accommodation. If you're heading to Launceston for the footy, the races or just a relaxing getaway, the Balmoral on York is the perfect choice in the heart of the city and close to all the major sporting venues. And you won't miss a race with Sky Racing 1 and 2 in every room. So take my advice, call 63 31 8000 and tell them Dan sent you to receive the best offers available. So why stay anywhere else?
Well, this Saturday night, Tas Sports Radio / Tas Sports TV, very excited about our very first broadcast ANZ State League netball coming from the Silverdome between the Northern Hawks and the Cavaliers. And what a great night to be there. It is a match where so much is on the line, particularly for the Cavaliers. So it's great to have with us tonight on Tas Sports Radio the coach, Danny Carsten's with us. Good evening, Danny.
Good evening, Rick.
Well, thank you for your time. It's obviously a pretty big week for the club. Nothing short of a win will do. But you must take a little bit of confidence, I guess. It was only 7 points, I think, the margin in the last clash against the second-placed Northern Hawks. But it'd be a great way for the club to do it, to get a win not only over their arch rivals, but hopefully, if other results go your way, to secure a place in the finals.
Yeah, it's a huge weekend for us as a club and, for our senior team in particular, with the game against Hawks this weekend being the one that we really do need to win to make finals. So it feels like we've been building up to this moment all season, and we certainly have covered all of our bases at training and really tried to really unpack their game plan and also have a look at ours and our strengths and weaknesses in order to get the points this weekend. So we're really looking forward to the challenge.
Yeah, and look, it's I guess bittersweet in terms of last week. You were so close in your match, I guess, on the road trip to almost ensuring a place in the finals. How disappointing was that to come so close last week?
Yeah, obviously we just put a little bit more pressure on ourselves coming into this weekend by not getting the result last week. And full credit to Cripps, they've been building as quite a young team all season, and they took their opportunities in the game when it counted. And unfortunately, we really didn't capitalise on our opportunities that we got, because defensively we played really well all through the court and turned over a lot of ball, but just didn't get it to the shot when it mattered the most. And I suppose that's a real focus for us coming into this weekend's match.
Undoubtedly, there'll be a very big crowd at the Silverdome on Saturday night supporting both teams, but and I guess that's one of the beauties of having a city rivalry like this. It creates a great atmosphere, and it certainly wouldn't be hard for the players of either side to get up for an occasion like this. Yeah,
hometown matches are always really generate such, one, great crowds, and two, just such a exciting atmosphere. and each time we play Hawks, it never fails to disappoint. Obviously, the last two occasions haven't gone our way, but it's really just provided with this, extra pressure of us having to get over the line this weekend. It creates that anticipation, and hopefully it will draw a really great crowd to get us over the line this weekend.
I guess it says also, Danny, in regards to the competition itself, where mathematically you've got four teams separated by a couple of points. When you look from second down to sixth, it says a lot about how even this competition is becoming. I mean, obviously Burnie and Devon have struggled this year, but the other six sides, it's very competitive, isn't it? It must be pleasing, I guess, in your role with Centre of Excellence and coaching to see so much depth and talent.
Yeah, absolutely. This season, from as far as I can remember, has been the most competitive with all of the teams from probably second to about sixth. I mean, Arrows, as we know, are the pinnacle of the competition and have great strength, but the teams under that are really quite evenly matched, and everyone seems to be beating everyone else, and there's been really mixed results, which has just been great for the competition and for depth in developing juniors and all that other stuff that comes along with that tight competition.
Just finally, obviously, team selection happening, and it must be pretty difficult, I guess, as you look to assess strengths and weaknesses of the Hawks this weekend in terms of your lineup. How do you go about as a coach, sort of communicating with players on things like positional changes and team changes? I guess as well as you look to some of the younger players that have obviously progressed through the squad this year and had some great seasons as well. Are you sort of blessed with having a pretty rich talent pool there to choose from this week?
Yeah, definitely. We've got a lot of depth, not only in our senior side, but also in our 19s as well. And we've had the luxury to pull on a number of 19s players who have been really deserving of their opportunities, particularly in big games. Hannah Lee from our 19s team, in particular, got an opportunity last time we played against Hawks in the shooting circle, and it's just adding that extra dimension into the team that you've already got. But I think the girls are really respectful in terms of the process, and I think it's something that we started at the start of the year, the communicating in terms of decisions and how they're made, and it's not necessarily based always on performance, but it also could be on matchups and things that we see might work better against particular teams, and all of the girls are really supportive and they acknowledge the fact that sometimes, the tough decisions have to be made when you're coming up in one tough games, but two different matchups and things like that.
Absolutely. Well, 8:15 this Saturday night up at the Silverdome. For all of those who want to get along and see some fantastic netball action, make sure you get up there. But for those who can't, well, head on to the Fontaine Sports Media Facebook page. You'll get all the details of how you can tune in this Saturday night and watch a live coverage on our stream, which we're very excited about. Danny, we wish you and the Cavaliers well. It's going to be a big night for the club, and we wish everyone well, and can't wait. Should be a fantastic match. Thanks for your time.
Thanks for your support, Rick.
Cavaliers Netball Club coach Danny Carstens, who we caught up with a little earlier ahead of the big match this Saturday night from the Silverdome. It is the Northern Hawks taking on the Cavaliers. Nothing short of a win for the Cavaliers will do for them to be able to make the finals. And look, it's a really interesting round as we look at it starting on Friday night tomorrow up at St Brendan Shaw College. It is the two bottom sides, Devon and Burnie. They'll be in action, and that game having no bearing on the finals. But then the rest of the matches all do. Also on Friday night at the Kingborough Sports Centre, Kingston take on Arrows. Now, Arrows currently, will finish first on the table, and they have not lost a match all year, and certainly will start warm favourites against Kingston. Certainly the Cavaliers will be hoping that Arrows get the job done. It makes the equation pretty simple for Saturday night. The Cavaliers must beat the Northern Hawks to make the finals. The other match on Saturday night is at the Hobart Netball and Sports Centre between Karana and Cripps Waratah. Now, these two sides currently locked together. The winner will finish in the finals, and that's going to be another critical game between those two sides as well. So a big weekend of netball in the ANZ State League coming up. As I mentioned, thanks to Myrtle Ridge Financial Services, we really appreciate their support for coming on board this weekend, and also Netball Tasmania getting right behind us with our coverage this Saturday night from 8 p.m. We'll be on air live from the Silverdome to bring you all the action in the lead up and then the game as well. That gets underway at 8:15, and we can't wait. So please head to our Facebook page. There is a link on there that'll take you to the site where you can tune in and watch a live telecast of the ANZ State League clash for the first time between the Northern Hawks and the Cavaliers. So a lot of scenarios on the ladder that are possible this weekend, so it's going to be very exciting. The finals get underway next week. We'll have semi-finals on Friday and Saturday, so we'll certainly look at those a lot more closer to next week when we come on the show next Thursday night. But obviously a lot more to happen still with those ladder positions. Other than first and second, the Northern Hawks have had a tremendous season this year, and they will finish the season, the regular season, in second position behind Arrows, but that third, fourth position and the last two positions for the finals up for grabs. Well, just also on netball, tickets have gone on sale for undoubtedly the biggest game of netball this state has seen in a long time. It's been 30 years since Australia and New Zealand have played in Tasmania, and they are going to go head-to-head, the Diamonds and New Zealand, the two best netball teams in the world, on Wednesday, the 12th of October. The reserve tickets have already sold out. They went on sale just about 2 days ago, I think. They're already gone, but tickets for the general public will be on sale from 9 a.m. tomorrow. So make sure you got your fingers on the dial on the phone pretty quickly, because, as I said, the Diamonds reserve tickets have already sold out. General public tickets, 9 a.m. tomorrow, they go on sale. Well, it is time to take a break on Tas Sports Radio, but stick around. We're going to talk TSL next with Matthew McGee from City Park Radio.
Put some power into your performance with JBC Sports Power. Feel electric in the latest styles of footwear and apparel. Choose from the latest and most amped up fitness equipment. Cricket, Aussie rules and soccer gear. Energize yourself today with gym equipment. Or power down with friends and family. The source of power in fitness. JBC Sports Power, your local experts.
Right now at Neil Buckby Jaguar, there's Jaguar demonstrator deals that will get your heart racing. For a strictly limited time, take advantage of the exceptional offers and big savings available on all Jaguar demonstrator models. Don't miss this chance to get your heart racing. Get behind the wheel and test drive a Jaguar today. Demonstrator deals are for a limited time, so test drive your new Jaguar today at Neil Buckby Jaguar, corner York and Margaret Streets, Launceston.
Hi punters, it's Dan Malicki, and I'm here to tell you about the Balmoral on York, Launceston's most popular accommodation. If you're heading to Launceston for the footy, the races, or just a relaxing getaway, the Balmoral on York is the perfect choice, in the heart of the city and close to all the major sporting venues. And you won't miss a race with Sky Racing 1 and 2 in every room. So take my advice, call 63 31 8000 and tell them Dan sent you to receive the best offers available. So why stay anywhere else?
I had 20/20 vision, and in 4 months I went like I was. You can't put a price on your eyes.
Your donation helps Tasmanian Eye Institute deliver world-leading research, education and service in ophthalmology for Tasmanians.
Subaru's end of financial year sale is now on. There's never been a better time to do a new Subaru, as all the range now comes with a reduced price and the added reassurance of 5-year unlimited kilometre warranty. Do hurry in to the end of financial year sale, now on at Neil Buckby Subaru.
Hi punters, it's Dan Malicki and I'm here to tell you about the Balmoral on York, Launceston's most popular accommodation. If you're heading to Launceston for the footy, the races or just a relaxing getaway, the Balmoral on York is the perfect choice in the heart of the city and close to all the major sporting venues. And you won't miss a race with Sky Racing 1 and 2 in every room. So take my advice, call 63 31 8000 and tell them Dan sent you to receive the best offers available. So why stay anywhere else?
Welcome back to TES Sports Radio. 5 minutes past 8. Well, we've had an in-depth look at football of the world game variety with the very exciting match coming up next Wednesday night in Devonport in the FFA Cup. But some very important games coming up in the TSL this weekend as well. And as we usually do on a Thursday night, Matthew McGee joins us on the line to take a look at it. Good evening, Macca.
Good evening, Rick. And yes, mate, another big week, a smaller roster games this week, only the 3 games, but yeah, another interesting week of TSL footy.
Yeah, no, it is indeed. This North Launceston side, Macca, gee whiz, they were in a bit of trouble last week against the Hobart City Demons, as they were a couple of months ago as well at home, but as all good sides do, they seem to find a way, and gee, that was a pretty important win for them to get them in second place at the moment on percentage of Burnie.
Yeah, it does. I reckon Burnie supporters were cheering Hobart City on to try and secure that second place on the ladder. But yeah, look, good sides get over the line. They find a way to win, and that was definitely North Launceston down at North Hobart Oval last week.
Yeah, look, Hobart City Demons have shown a lot, particularly in the second half of the season, but you'd have to think Kane Richter and his squad are on the right path there, and would be feeling fairly buoyed, even though losing that'll be disappointing. But they are a side that if they can, I guess, get some consistency over 4 quarters, they're going to cause some upsets.
Well, look, I think I've mentioned the last couple of weeks, Rick, that it's really important for teams that are outside the finals to keep getting some wins or at least being competitive, because it'll help them to attract recruits in the off-season. It helps them to, garner supporters, but also mainly players ready for 2017. So it is important that they show that they've got a bit of a future.
Indeed. Now, we look at the ladder there, and Glenorchy pretty much all with their superior percentage, pretty well all but sealed top spot on the ladder. But North Launceston and Burnie, I know we don't want to look too far ahead, but that's mouth-watering in a couple of weeks' time. Lauderdale are going to finish 4th and Devonport 5th. Dave Moore, our fellow co-commentator, keeps on talking about what's mathematically possible, but is the top 5 settled? I haven't actually had a close look at what's happening outside the 5 at the moment.
Well, Dave Moore would actually give Clarence still a sneaky chance. It's Clarence now that actually could get fifth with if they won their last 2 games, but they've got some tough battles. So, look, Devonport, they play Burnie tomorrow night, Friday night. It'll be a nice cold night down at West Park. And they play down there, and then they come home with Launceston the following week, and, of course, Burnie and North Launceston the following week. With North Launceston and Launceston this week being our broadcast game on City Park Radio. Yeah, no, that's going to be a beauty. Launceston, well, that's sort of fell apart in the second half, in particular last week on their play. But Clarence, you mentioned they got the toughest task in football, even though they are playing at Blunston Arena, 2 o'clock Saturday, up against the Magpies. They're arch rivals, but you wouldn't give them much hope, would you? No, look, once again, they've got a good top-end Clarence, but they do drop away a little bit after your Callinans and your Jay Coxes, Matthew Drury's and Trent Stannon, who kicked the bag last week. So after that, they do drop away a little bit. Of course, they've had some injuries with Webley and losing Fox pre-season. So, look, you think Glenorchy will go ahead there at Bell Reef. Yeah, for all intents and purposes, we think Devonport will finish 5th, but... Look, it's important for them to start to knock off someone in in this 5, I think, as well. We know they, I think, lost to Lauderdale a little while ago by a point. Look, there's the opportunity. A night game is an interesting one. It probably brings sides a little bit closer together. Do you give them much of a chance against the Dockers? Well, look, they always live for that coastal derby down there, and they have been competitive against Burnie in the past. But Burnie just play West Park so well. So, look, Mitch Thorpe will have his boys up and about, and you'd hope that the longer they stay in the game, that they can come over the top of a Burnie, but you'd expect Burnie to be too strong at home.
Yeah, and certainly that second position is so important, particularly with a home qualifying final that'll be up for grabs. That's pretty important and significant, because if they could somehow finish in second place, which certainly they can do, a West Park qualifying final is going to give them a massive advantage.
If that's the way the TSL go, Rick, who knows
well,
whether they would grant them a home final. West Park, if it got any more rain, you'd imagine with two AFL venues in the state, in Aurora Stadium and Bell Reeve, I think that's where the TSL want to play all their finals. We're actually going to have Robert Auld on the phone on Saturday at halftime interview, so it might be a question we pose to him. It's probably more in Carl Saunders' backyard, that one, but we might pose that one to Robert Auld at half-time.
Yeah, well, he might give the old handball, so to speak, but let's. I'll tell you what, it'll cause some conjecture, won't it? If Burnie finish second and they have to travel to Aurora Stadium against North Launceston, it's not going to go down too well.
No, look, they've had to do it before, not against North Launceston when they finished on the ladder, but remember they've had to play Clarence and those sort of teams halfway in Launceston. So, look, it would. And, hopefully there's not too much rain. And if it does come down to that game in a fortnight, then that is what they're going to be playing for, definitely.
Yep, absolutely. Launceston, well, they've got a home game at Windsor Park. As you mentioned, the broadcast game on City Park Radio from 1:55 this Saturday afternoon against North Launceston. We were there earlier in the year, and Launceston were extremely disappointing in that game. And, look, they've had a pretty ordinary season, but they've had a lot go on, haven't they, off the field and on the field as well. A lot of injuries and blooding a lot of young kids as well. But I think the end of the season can't come soon enough for the Launceston Football Club, and hopefully a bit more stability, and hopefully Sam Lonergan back at the helm.
Yeah, look, I think stability is the word with Launceston, and Chris Hill says it every week that they just play in patches. They're very competitive, and then a quarter or a half just lets them down. But look, at Windsor Park, you'd hope they put up a fight. North Launceston made a few changes. They've got Rosendale back in, so that's going to be a big plus for them, of course, the Premier Ruckman.
And I don't think he'd want to get suspended again this time, particularly as we get to the business end of the season. Obviously, copped a suspension against Glenorchy a couple of weeks ago up here, and of course we all know about what happened in the preliminary final last year, and he missed the grand final. So I dare say it's not going to happen again to Big Rooser. I think he'll be on his best behaviour.
Yeah, look, and I remember we did the broadcast game down there earlier on the season, Launceston, North Launceston. He was, if you could say, electrifying in that first quarter. Bruiser, he set up about 4 goals in 5 minutes. So, look, a battle with Joe Groneweg in the ruck, it's always a good duel.
It is indeed. Well, as we mentioned, that game coming up for broadcast Saturday from 1:55 at Windsor Park on City Park Radio. You can tune into that game, or also head to cityparkradio.com and you can listen to it on the stream, or on 103.7 FM. Macca, great to talk to you again. Thanks for your time, and
thanks, Rick.
We look forward to Saturday afternoon.
Cheers, mate, and all the best with your netball broadcast Saturday night.
Thanks very much. We've got all sports covered this weekend on City Park Radio and also on Tas Sports Radio, because very shortly we're going to talk about Seabull basketball. But City Park Radio will also be broadcasting basketball from the Elfin Sports Stadium on Saturday night as well. We're going to tell you all about that as we preview the Seabull basketball matches for this weekend very shortly after this break.
Put some power into your performance with JBC Sports Power. Feel electric in the latest styles of footwear and apparel. Choose from the latest and most amped up fitness equipment. Cricket, Aussie rules and soccer gear. Energize yourself today with gym equipment. Or power down with friends and family. The source of power in fitness. JBC Sports Power, your local experts.
Right now at Neil Buckby Jaguar, there's Jaguar demonstrator deals that will get your heart racing. For a strictly limited time, take advantage of the exceptional offers and big savings available on all Jaguar demonstrator models. Don't miss this chance to get your heart racing. Get behind the wheel and test drive a Jaguar today. Demonstrator deals are for a limited time, so test drive your new Jaguar today at Neil Buckby Jaguar, corner York and Margaret Streets, Launceston.
Hi punters, it's Dan Malicki and I'm here to tell you about the Balmoral on York, Launceston's most popular accommodation. If you're heading to Launceston for the footy, the races or just a relaxing getaway, the Balmoral on York is the perfect choice in the heart of the city and close to all the major sporting venues. And you won't miss a race with Sky Racing 1 and 2 in every room. So take my advice, call 63 31 8000 and tell them Dan sent you to receive the best offers available. So why stay anywhere else?
I had 20/20 vision, and in 4 months I went like I was. You can't put a price on your eyes.
Your donation helps Tasmanian Eye Institute deliver world-leading research, education and service in ophthalmology for Tasmanians.
Subaru's end of financial year sale is now on. There's never been a better time to do a new Subaru, as all the range now comes with a reduced price and the added reassurance of 5-year unlimited kilometre warranty. Do hurry in to the end of financial year sale, now on at Neil Buckby Subaru.
Hi punters, it's Dan Malicki and I'm here to tell you about the Balmoral on York, Launceston's most popular accommodation. If you're heading to Launceston for the footy, the races or just a relaxing getaway, the Balmoral on York is the perfect choice in the heart of the city and close to all the major sporting venues. And you won't miss a race with Sky Racing 1 and 2 in every room. So take my advice, call 63 31 8000 and tell them Dan sent you to receive the best offers available. So why stay anywhere else?
And welcome back to Test Sports Radio. You're with Rick Fontaine, and it is 16 minutes past 8. Once again, thanks very much for tuning in as we talk all sports local tonight. Well, the Seabull basketballers, with a lot of the winter sports coming down towards the end of the roster season, and some very important games for our Tasmanian contingent this weekend. All getting off. We've got games on Friday, Saturday and Sunday. The Hobart Lady Chargers, well, they've got a double header. They will be playing Bendigo tomorrow night in Hobart, and that game tipping off at 6 p.m. And then the big one on Saturday night at the Elfin Sports Stadium, 6:30 p.m. That game gets underway. Make sure you get there early because it'll be absolutely chock-a-block full of fans in there, as it usually always is for all the Tornadoes games, but in particular when they are playing the Hobart Lady Chargers. That is a very important game. The Tornadoes have secured a home final, which is absolutely fantastic after they defeated Sandringham last weekend. And for the side of the Tawns and the Chargers, there is a bit of rivalry between these sides that goes back a very long way. They play also for the Mitchell Greenwood Trophy, and the Tornadoes are looking to win for the 4th straight time. So that is going to be a very big game on Saturday night, a very important one for the Tawns. But as we mentioned, it is great to see that they have secured a home final. They will finish in the top 2, currently sitting second on the ladder behind Kilsyth. So that game, for fans wanting to go, coming up from Hobart or here in Launceston, 6:30 Saturday night, the Tornadoes and the Lady Chargers. The Lady Chargers at home in Hobart Friday night against Bendigo. In the men's, the Hobart Chargers have also got a home game Friday night. That'll be immediately after the Hobart Lady Chargers clash. They take on the Melbourne Tigers at 8 p.m. And that, again, another big game of basketball. The Hobart Chargers have had a terrific season, so they head into the finals in very good form. But really important games on Saturday and Sunday for the Northwest Thunder. They will be on the road. The Thunder taking on Geelong, who currently sit in 3rd place on the ladder. The Thunder are in 4th with a 10-11 win-loss record. A very important game, this one indeed, for the Thunder. 7 o'clock on Saturday night. Then on Sunday at 2 p.m, they make the trek to Dandenong and take on Dandenong at home. So 2 big road games for the Northwest Thunder. As I mentioned, currently sitting in 4th place, but it's pretty tight there for the battle for the final. So we wish the Northwest Thunder very well in those games as well. As I mentioned before the break, City Park Radio, 6:15 p.m. this Saturday night on 103.7 FM or via the stream on cityparkradio.com. You can tune into that match as well and listen to the call of the Tornadoes and the Hobart Lady Chargers with Dave Moore and the team at Elfin Sports Stadium, which will be a magnificent segue into our broadcast, because by the time that match finishes, we'll be up at the Silverdome in Launceston ready to go. So we've got all your local sport covered on Saturday here in northern Tasmania with the TSL. We've also got the basketball and, of course, the netball. So that's about all we have time for tonight. But don't forget, Saturday night, 8 p.m. at the Silverdome, we'll be on air, Tas Sports TV, for our very first live broadcast. We're looking forward to it. And I must thank my technical director, Derek Phillipson, has put in enormous hours into this, and we're very excited about it and looking forward to bringing it to you. So a big thanks to Derek, and also to our supporters here on Tas Sports Radio, Neil Buckby Motors, Balmoral on York, and JBC Sports Power. And in the lead up to this Saturday, we thank Netball Tasmania and also Myrtle Ridge Financial Services for coming on board and supporting us as well. Thank you for your support and tuning into Tas Sports Radio tonight. Thanks again for your company, and we look forward to catching you Saturday night from the Silverdome at 8 p.m. But for now, from Rick Fontaine and the team, very good evening.